So there. All right. Well, I fired up the video while we were doing that, so you can watch us now on live video, if you care. Let's get on with the show, Joe. What do you say?
Well, I hope they're watching because I went into hair and makeup early just so I would look good,
Yeah. Almost missed the start here. A small geyser of sewage and toilet water was flowing in the Potomac River near Washington, D.C. Apparently, a sewer line collapsed and unloaded all of the poop water into the river. Here is Potomac River keeper Dean Nojuk talking about the sewage in the river.
The DC Water's come up with a plan to try and divert the flow and minimize the impacts of the river. But again, is this going to continue to work, and how long will it take to actually fix this problem before no sewage is discharging into the Potomac River, and then they still have to clean this mess up? We found alarmingly high numbers of sewage, E. coli in the river.
Well, you ought to do what Southern Pines does when they have a sewage overflow, which has happened numerous times there at the dog park, down there by the creek. If something stops up the sewer and it comes bubbling out of the manhole all over the ground, so you have raw sewage there, and they show up, Southern Pines does, and sprinkle some lime down and leave. And then all the kids go, oh, we got white mud to play with. And they get down there in it and start picking it up and smearing it on the manhole sides and whatnot because of the incompetence of our leadership at Southern Pines. It's just ridiculous that much sewage can get dumped and they do nothing about it but spread a little lime.
Well, you're using the word leadership rather loosely, I think, in that case.
Well, yeah. Reagan Parsons, I think, sucks as a town manager, but that's my opinion. But I can base it on a lot of crappy things that are done in this town, like when you got department heads that are given God powers. What I mean by that is, when they decide something, that's it. No more discussion. It's my way. And you don't have a recourse to try to fix their poor judgment. And all the other departments back them up. They won't overturn it either. And in fact, I brought it up to the council. This was several years ago. That there's no recourse for bad decisions. And I got a decision which is never done, overturned, that they had made, which was a ridiculous decision, but most of it was just because they hate me.
Well, consider that a badge of honor.
Well, yeah, I'm a Republican. So anyway, I got it overturned, and they instructed Reagan Parsons at that time to come up with ordinance that tells people how to appeal a bad decision that is made by staff, not by the council. And to this day, good old Reagan has never put it in the town's official code. And I went there one time and asked the council. I mainly did it to embarrass him. I said, you instructed him to put that in the city ordinance, and I can't find it. Can you tell me where it's at? And of course, Reagan couldn't say anything because he hadn't done it, because Steve wanted it. So that's how that went.
Well, that's why I say it all the time, and I'll say it again. I envy the golfers who come to the area to play on our beautiful golf courses, because they don't know about all the crazy going on under the surface and all of the incompetence and all of the...
Well, this is more reasons you need to vote.
That's right.
Because a good council will remove a bad manager. All right. Snowplow driver in Cincinnati jumped in to escort an ambulance to the hospital the other day. A baby needed to get to the Cincinnati Children's Hospital ASAP. The roads were covered in snow and were not drivable to the average car. Here is snowplow driver Joe Estes talking about his very important plow route.
It's probably the most important trek of my ODOT career. Completely snow covered, couldn't see pavement. As a father myself, it hit me like, I don't know the age, the sex, the race, the religion of this child, nothing, no details, still don't know. And it was, get this child to this hospital for whatever they need. By no means am I the hero, I'm just a truck driver. And I absolutely hope everything works out for the best.
Well, you used your brain. That's the important part. And we obviously appreciate that. Instead of saying, oh, boy, back up, Steve. I got a story for you, Stephen. You'll appreciate this. Now, to get a real ID, as they call it.
Yes.
Okay, I needed my birth certificate. Mm-hmm. Last time I ordered one, it cost me $25, and they had it here in a couple of days. No biggie. But now I have to get mine from Wake County because that's where I was born, right there in Raleigh. And so I went there, and they have a department called Vital Records, which they have now subbed out to some company in America. And you think it was $25 then? Boy, do they get their hand in the pot. They got more fees than you can count, and that little one-page birth certificate, all they got to do is copy it, put a stamp on it, or certify it, and by the time they're through with it, it's $200. $200 friggin'. And you're also told it'll be at least 115 days before it gets here.
What efficiency.
115 days. And that's not it. Now you have to provide acceptable documents, and that's subbed out to another company who has $52 more of fees to put on your ass that you got to pay. So it's $252 to get the damn permit. I mean the
real ID,
the birth certificate.
Oh, the birth certificate.
Yeah, and it comes in. They tell you in the first one, once you quote pay for everything and got your $200 on the line, they'll say, well, you must look for the email from another company. That will tell you what documents you need to upload. In my case, the driver's license. No big deal. But be sure to check your spam folder and all your other folders because you don't know where it may end up. So I get 3,000 pieces of spam a day, and I'm having to look at each and every one of them to make sure it's not that email. Because you think they'll email you again? You're talking good, man.
Yeah, email
is
an increasingly inefficient form of communication, especially for sensitive documents of any kind.
But needless to say, I did find the email that says you have to upload the following documents, which was a valid driver's license. They gave you a long list of stuff. If you pick from column A, you only had to upload one thing. If you pick from column B, you had to upload two things that they accepted. Now you watch, you're probably going to have a problem with my driver's license that I uploaded, which I've uploaded many times to other situations. I always go through, they'll probably say, there's not enough pixels in there for our satisfaction. Because you're dealing with a monopoly, you got no choice but jump through the damn hoops. And it gets old.
And once you jump through the hoops, then they're telling you it's going to take over 3 months to get your...
A minimum of 115 days.
Yeah.
Because of the rush of people wanting to get real IDs. And then when you get all that, you got to make an appointment with DMV here and try to get one of those. They're only available 90 days out. And every day, it's full.
Yeah.
There is no getting an appointment.
Yeah, it seems to me that we were talking about candidate forums and politicians and the loudest voices. It seemed to me that a thorough overhaul of the Department of Motor Vehicles, providing for more efficiencies and ease of use, would be a major top priority. If anyone was willing to embrace that as a political figure, they would be They would be rewarded if they could pull that off, make it a reality.
Now, I don't know how aggravating it is here in Moore County if you were born here. That was Wake County I'm talking about. And
Woke County, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and they're all run by Yankees now.
Yeah, of course.
You know, let's sub it out, bleed them to death of fees. This fee, that fee, handling fee. They got a delivery fee, which was $20 to get it from Raleigh to here.
Oh, wow. Well, gee, I could have driven it. I'll do it for 10.
And it has to go United Postal Service.
Oh, of course. The most efficient delivery system in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right
So
about
if I ever get it here, you know, it's going to take an act of God to get it here, probably.
Yeah.
And can you go over there and pick one up? You think they would actually raise their eyebrows to look at you as a customer? Oh, no. You got to go online and do it because you're nothing but a friggin' nuisance to us. A bunch of crap. All right, let's move on to something a little better. You want to get paid $2 million for a little song? Last week, Dr.
Sure.
Pepper used a woman's viral Dr. Pepper theme song in a new ad campaign. She got $2 million for it. So now everyone's trying to cash in by posting jingles for soda companies. Now, Dr. Pepper's the only one that asked for one, but everybody sent it in for Coke, Diet Coke, and everything else to see if they want to grab their talent and pay them $2 million. Here are a few of the jingles people have made so far.
It ain't soda if it ain't Coca-Cola.
Mountain Dew is for you.
Sweet, loud, fruity rush. That's not love, that's a crush.
Oh, boy. Well,
What was that, Grape Crush or Orange Crush?
If that'll wean you off soda pop altogether, which is probably a good idea to avoid it at all costs. But unless you drink Sundrop, I guess that's okay.
Yeah, that's what I drink.
Want me to do a jingle on Sundrop? I'll have it ready for the 8:30.
Trying to find that lady's jingle, Dr. Pepper jingle. I can find it, just not right this very second.
There's a lot of people with time on their hands, apparently. I think maybe they all work at the DMV, where the jingles are all written
Well, they sit there and draw a paycheck from the DMV,
Yeah.
plus retirement benefits.
while writing jingles, yeah.
AI videos of animated foods filled with cooking and kitchen life hacks are going viral. Here's one of the videos. It's an AI animated egg teaching you how to properly boil an egg.
Hi, I'm an egg, and today I'll show you how to cook me correctly. First, you put me in cold water, like a little spa moment, before anything dramatic happens. It's getting a little warmer, but I think everything's gonna be fine, right? I can handle warm. It's boiling now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little scared, but I'm strong. I can do this.
I'm not scared anymore. I'm just staying still. Like my mom taught me.
Okay, ice bath. Thank you. I needed that. My soul was fully boiling. And then you peel my shell, slow and gentle.
Okay.
That sounded borderline erotic, but anyway, somebody just was tuning in. That was about boiling an egg. It was not
Yeah.
what it might have sounded like.
Late night uni boys trying to be funny last night. Again, they failed. Here's proof.
The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce says Sydney Sweeney did not get permission to hang bras on a Hollywood sign, which she did as a promotion for her new brand of women's undergarments. Now, officials say this is a Class C misdemeanor. Or possibly double D. What they mean is each misdemeanor is unique and beautiful in its own way.
Some big news about the economy this week. The dollar hit its weakest level in 4 years. Yeah, a dollar doesn't buy what it used to. I stopped by a Dollar General this morning, and I have to agree, the only things that they were selling were Head or Shoulders shampoo.
Waffle House is taking Valentine's Day reservations. Fun fact, February 14th is the only day out of the year that Waffle House customers can call ahead to book a table or a booth. Every other day, you just have to wake up in one.
Okay. Jimmy Kimmel, the moron on I guess he's ABC. He was weeping during his monologue this week, weeping for the people of Minneapolis, because he's such a compassionate soul.
Yeah.
Never wept for any of the victims of the illegal immigrants, but just weeping for the idiot who interferes with Customs and Border Patrol agents. Just that guy.
Okay. Well, if it's not a hard task, government will jump in and foobar it to death till it is. My brother worked for the government till he died, and he said that's their job. Take something that's working and make it foobar. All right, here's your news.
Thanks to the cold front that passed last night, we'll have very cold temperatures throughout our Thursday. Then we'll see increasing cloud cover later today and into Friday, ahead of a good chance for snow into this weekend. Clear skies to start the day with temperatures in the upper teens. By this afternoon, more sunshine with highs reaching the mid-30s. Wind chills could be as low as 10 degrees earlier today. Then partly cloudy overnight will drop to around 20 into Friday morning. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. A spirited defense of Trump foreign policy by a man who plays a key role in implementing that policy. Secretary of State Rubio took on all comers in a Capitol Hill hearing the other day.
Appearing before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Rubio staunchly defended President Trump's military operation to capture Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, and he claimed there's good and decent progress being made in that country. For the most part, Republicans praised the Venezuelan operation, while Democrats were skeptical and wanted more transparency. Rubio also discussed the administration's approach to Greenland, NATO, Iran, and China. Greg Clugston, Washington.
A somber warning about Ukraine. A new report forecasting 2 million military casualties, a result of Russia's war, by this spring.
It says Russia would suffer the largest number of troop deaths recorded for any major power in any conflict since World War II. Tuesday's report from the Center for Strategic and International Studies came less than a month before the 4th anniversary of Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The report said Russia suffered 1.2 million casualties between February 2022 and December 2025. It estimated that Ukraine, with its smaller army and population, had suffered between 500,000 and 600,000 of their own. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
The FBI is stepping up its investigation into allegations of election fraud in Georgia in the 2020 election. President Trump continues insisting the balloting was rigged and that actually he won big in Georgia. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar has made it official. She says that she is in the running for governor of Minnesota after incumbent Tim Walz announced that he would not seek re-election. On Wall Street, the Dow futures 21 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Is your dog a picky eater, scratching all the time, eating grass, or licking their paws until they're raw? If so, your dog's trying to tell you something. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, founder of Rough Greens here, and you may not know what your dog means, but I do. They're trying to tell you that his digestive tract is in distress. He needs live probiotics and enzymes, and guess what? You can't get that from kibble. It's not in there. The good news is you don't have to change his food to improve his health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens. It's America's #1 nutritional dog supplement for a reason. With live vitamins, omega oils, antioxidants, enzymes, and probiotics, just sprinkle it on your dog's food and watch them come back to life. More energy, shinier coat, better digestion, all in 90 days or less. Want a happier, healthier dog? I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use discount code PICKY. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code PICKY. Rough Greens. So good, your dog will ask for it by name.
The European Union appears poised to sanction Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard over Tehran's deadly crackdown on nationwide protests. The EU's top diplomat says she expects foreign ministers meeting in Brussels to agree on adding Iran's Guard to its terrorist list. She says the move would put the Guard on the same footing as al-Qaeda, Hamas, and ISIS. The sanctions would further squeeze the Islamic Republic as it faces U.S. threats to potentially launch a military strike against it. Iran had no immediate comment, but it has been criticizing Europe in recent days as it considered the move, which follows the U.S. earlier sanctioning the Guard. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz says the European Union can be an alternative to imperialism and can forge deals with like-minded partners. Merz says the bloc will always seek cooperation with the U.S., but not as a subordinate. News and analysis at townhall.com. It's a victory for domestic energy production. A federal judge has refused to block a winter oil and gas exploration project in Alaska's National Petroleum Reserve.
Opponents claim the project was improperly analyzed by the federal government. A Native American aligned group had sought to delay the ConocoPhillips Alaska project until the group's legal challenge was resolved. The program includes plans to drill 4 exploration wells. Company's pursuits in the petroleum reserve also include the large Willow oil project that was approved back in 2023. Bob Agnew reporting.
Tesla's annual profit has plunged to its lowest level since the pandemic 5 years ago. The company's bottom line suffered as it lost its title of the world's biggest EV maker to a Chinese rival. CEO Elon Musk speaking about what he considers a bright new artificial intelligence future involving robotaxis and humanoid robots. More on these stories, townhall.com.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Moore County used to stand for peace, community, and tradition, but Senator Tom McInnes sold us out. Short-term rental takeovers, big apartment complexes, and traffic schemes that threaten our historic roads. Tom McInnes used to be an auctioneer. Now he's auctioning off Moore County to the highest bidders, the big developers. Our quality of life is on the market. We're not against growth, but growth must be smart, local, and planned. Moore County is not for sale. Senator McInnes works for developers. Elect Ray Daley to the North Carolina State Senate. He'll work for you.
Paid for